Hi, my name is Kelly Hansen, and this is my special topics presentation number 1. The article that I chose is titled Happy Together and Sad Together, the impact of emotional similarity on task motivation in groups. The core social topic that this article covered is group emotions and how they influence belonging and in-group behavior. Previous research on this topic suggested correlational relationships between similar emotions among group members and task motivation, and this study wanted to find a causational relationship. There were 2 proposed hypotheses: the positive valence hypothesis, which suggested that only positive emotions prompted group task motivation, and then the affective similarity attraction hypothesis, which stated that the emotional similarity, no matter the valence of the emotion, contributed to the stronger task motivation. The sample for this study consisted of 96 undergraduate students at a private university. 54 of them were women, and this was important because they would be paired up in groups of 2. They were recruited for the paid study through a campus advertisement, and then they were randomly assigned with a partner of the same sex to one of 4 conditions. Once they were paired up with a partner of the same sex, participants were then informed that they were going to participate in 2 unrelated studies. The first study's purpose was to elicit a certain emotion from each participant by having them watch video clips that were 3 minutes long. There were 4 conditions. The first involved both partners watching happy videos. The second involved both watching sad videos. The third condition had one partner watch the happy video and the other watch the sad video. And then the last condition had both partners watch a neutral video clip. Before they watched any of these, each partner watched the same neutral baseline video clip before their video that was intended to elicit a certain emotion. Afterward, they rated the effectiveness of the videos at producing emotions on a questionnaire. Then they were instructed that the first study was over and they were moving on to the second, which was unrelated. The second study was a test of group problem solvings, where partners worked together to solve anagrams. They were given a book with 2 pages. One had 3 solvable anagrams and the other had 3 unsolvable ones. They were instructed to solve as many as possible and then to tell the experimenter when they both agreed that they were done with the task. The experimenter left the room and they were videotaped while trying to solve the anagrams. Once they both agreed that they were done with the task, they filled out another questionnaire, rating their satisfaction with working with their specific partner. Moving on to how they measured each part of this study, the emotions that each partner entered the second activity with were supposed to be based on the videos that they watched beforehand. This was measured by the participants' initial questionnaires, rating how happy or how sad the video clip made them feel. For the second part of their study, there were 2 times that were measured. The time spent solving the solvable anagrams was used as a control for individual task ability, and then the time spent on the unsolvable ones were used to measure their task motivation with their partners. The second questionnaire that they filled out after part 2 of their study gave insight into how they felt about working with their partner in relation to their respective emotions that came from the videos that they watched in the initial part of the study. The results of this study agreed with previous research and added some new information. In both conditions where partners were assigned to the same emotion, happy, happy, or sad, sad, task motivation did not differ. However, when comparing the similar versus dissimilar emotion conditions, the similar emotion partners had more motivation and persistence in the anagram tasks than the ones with dissimilar emotions. The results showed the same when comparing the similar emotion groups to the control group. These findings go along with the affective similarity attraction hypothesis, which was the one that stated that both positive and negative shared emotions have an effect on task motivation. How can these results be applied to the real world? So a lot of the aspects of this study can be related to the workplace, where people are expected to function in groups on a daily basis. We have a lot of information on how positive, happy emotions affect people working in groups. But this study's focus on negative shared emotions helps show that these negative emotions can sometimes be a good thing because they can help motivate a group to work on a shared problem. They can also help increase communication within the group and strengthen bonds through shared experiences. Shared emotions, whether happy or sad, help form emotional connections and relationships between coworkers and group members. This can help foster a positive and productive workplace. So, the results of this study can help us understand how people are motivated and impacted by the emotions of other members of their group or their coworkers. People walk into work every day, bringing their daily emotions with them from their commute or their morning routine, which end up influencing their interactions within their group. When these emotions are more similar, a workplace or group will be more motivated to get work done and more likely to form social connections with one another in a positive way. Some limitations of this study were that it only studied sadness, not any other negative emotions, and that it only tested in groups of 2, meaning that it's going to be hard to generalize these results to larger groups. Thank you.